Nice to get one straight out of the blocks, guys. There we go, guys, that's what I came for. Early doors barbel as well, you can't beat that. Feeder, pellet, job done. I haven't got my waders on yet, so I put them in a little bit deeper. A deeper bit of water there. He's a frisky one, this one. Gone. Well, a totally awesome fishing show. I've been having my polarising glasses on, but they're prescription ones, and they're so dark I can't actually see too much. So just regular glasses. Anyway, down on the River Wye, Hereford and District Club Stretch. Day ticket, anybody can get a day ticket down there. It's a grey, cloudy day, not cold at all, just coming into autumn. Best time for barbel fishing in my opinion. I don't actually come up here in the summer. I don't think I've ever summer fished up here. Maybe once with Mike when we put a drone up way upstream. But if you want any information, go to Woody's Tackle Shop. He'll sort you out the right size feeders, because I'm on double feeders at the moment, and also what bait, generally pellet, luncheon meat, whatever you want. I've never done, I'm watching the rods here by the way, I haven't got a nervous twitch. I haven't done a great deal on sweet corn, I have to say, but beautiful condition the river looks in, a little bit up. I was down here yesterday in this swim. That was another film, and I didn't really want this swim. I thought, well, I've hammered this yesterday, but there you go. I've had 2 chub and a barbel, and I've already lost 2 sets of gear. It is a graveyard, There's a load of line left out there. Come on. I think I missed that one, boys. Oh, at least got my feeder back or something. I've got the buzzers on as usual for exactly that reason for when I'm filming. I've got something different here. I'm trying to avoid those snags because it's a real nightmare. Yesterday I lost gear as well. I've got my standard feeder. I'm running out of right size hooks, about size 10s. But let me throw this out and I'll get back to you. Right, back again. Got my chunky feeders here. And pellet on it, make sure it untangles, go around, spin it around, and there. It slides, that's the main thing. 10mm pellet on there. Because I've lost so much gear yesterday, and other anglers have as well. I'm going to try it over towards the tree. Now, obviously a river, if you look at it lengthways, it goes down shallow, deep in the middle, and up here. The difference being, if it's on a bend, it goes around the outside of the bend. Generally that cuts out a deeper channel as well. So I'm fairly shallow over there, but I'm just figuring I'll be away from the snag, and also that tree might draw some chub. But it's a fair old... No, don't go off yet. I've just got to cast this one. Smith, watch that one. I'm going to heave it out there and see what we do. just walk this back here. Hello, there's a bite. I'm altering the tripod and there's a bite there, guys. See it? I'm just altering the tripod. And there's the other one. That's way over. It's got all the current on it. And the reason I come this time of year is because I don't want the leaves on the line. It's fine if you're rolling meat or float fishing because you're moving with the flow and the rubbish. But now I can see more leaves coming down. I reckon another 3 weeks and it's going to be, well, maybe even 4 weeks. There'll be a load of leaves coming off all these trees, and problems for the angler who's ledgering with his bait on the bottom there. Big feeders and stuff. Not often I sit down watching the rods like this. I mean, I've still got that little tiny bites there. This one I don't know. I'm getting taps on it. It's only a 2 chub and a barbel, happy days. It's like 9:30 in the morning. It's about the earliest I've ever been down here. I think actually the river's still dropping a bit, even from yesterday. I think it's going down. So I probably called it just about right, but whether I called it right for the fish or not, I don't know. Regular pellets I've got. Halibut pellets, these ones 10mm, they're halibut pellets. Quite good actually, they seem a bit wider than the other 10mm ones I've got. And then with my chicken feed, which I'm now using because I couldn't get the Bailey's horse feed, I'm using this stuff called Big River Barbel. Big Barbel, sounds cool to me. Barbel carp for specimen fish, I'm all for that. High leakage, high oil specimen mix. Whereas the specimen mix, that last barbel was about £4. So that's a kilo one, but I'm putting that with the chicken meal. It seems to be able to bind it up into balls, and I'm not putting any balls of ground bait out there because I haven't got a huge amount. I'm trying to build the swim up with just the feeder alone. So wish me luck, guys. Let's hope I can keep enough feeders here. I've got all my homemade ones. I just hope I can avoid that snag. What happens is there's a snag, right? Angler's gone into it. They pull, they bust off. That line then trails downstream of the current, so the snag's up here. So you think, oh, the snag's there. No, no, there's a load of line trailing down here. As other anglers hook that line, they break off. So it gets like a big daisy chain effect of broken lines down there. They need to get somebody in with a snorkel or something and just, you know, clear some of these swims out. Or you especially go chest waders and a soft pronged grapnel or something like that, and a bit of 8mm polyprop rope. Throw it out and try and pull that gear in, because the more gear that's left in the river like that, the more people are going to snag into it. That's why I didn't really want to fish this swim. But also, there's a little fish jump then. I think it's a brownie. I'm going to go downstream with waders and see if I can winkle a fish out down there in the fast water. So yesterday was a good day. I never figured to do the same on a second day. I fished really hard yesterday, but fingers crossed, get something today, eh? What do you think, guys? Funny how I get an early barbel and it goes dead. Well, it's all gone pretty quiet, a couple of bites, more feeders lost. I think I'm going to wind in. I've got a load of competition here. As you can see, a lot of friends who seem to like the crumbs left over from my ground bait. In fact, they're virtually going to be in the tin in a minute. Oh, there we go. These are wild ones, not tame ones, by the way. Well, you think they were tame ones, wouldn't you? I put some dry ground bait over there. They don't seem to like that. They like the stuff with the fish on it, you know. I think that one's mum, and these are the young ones. Well, they're not that young, are they? Look. You can see they're shoveling away there where I am washing all my ground bait, mixing my ground bait up. There's this kiddie here. He wants in the tub. His neck's not quite long enough. There must be the smell. I've got a feeling it's the smell of the halibut oil they like. So I've got my waders, I'm going to put them on and wind these feeder rods in, just fish with one rod and try rolling some meat, see if I can make something happen. All ominously quiet. The thing is, when it goes dead like this, I can't really put more feed in, no point. So if the fish aren't coming to you, you know, to the feed, then you've got to think about it, especially on a river, you've got to go to the fish. Hence, donning the rubbers and getting out there. Now, of course, I'm still not sure why. Sometimes the fish want a static bait, but I have noticed at the bottom of the swims, they might, if they're not really going nuts feeding, they drop back and back and back all the time. So they just lay back well off of the feeder, maybe 20, 30, 40 feet back, and just sit there picking pieces of food off. Why would they need to go near the feeder if they're not particularly hungry or particularly competitive? So they just sit right back. So I'm going to try that, roll in the meat. And of course the difference, people say, why don't you float fish, Graham? Of course I can float fish. So for instance, if the river is going along like this and it's undulating up and down, and there are holes, so I know where some of the holes are, then with a float, you set the float at your depth. Up here, in front of me, it might be just barely on the bottom, you know, bumping along. Because down here it drops away. Well, that bait is then going to go over the top of the hedge of the marble. Whereas with on free lining like this, with just one shot, I can release line. If I release line, the bait will drop, so I can bounce it right along the bottom for a much longer distance than I would do the float. Well, I'm going to wade down here and see if I can squeeze out. I was right on the limit of my waders. But from this angle, if I go through this bush, I can just make out what I call the chute. And that's where that last barbel came from. I didn't have the SD cards full up on that GoPro, so I couldn't actually show you the fight, but the current is really strong here. So I've got to be a bit careful. You can see probably not anybody else is going to wade out here except a lunatic. Now I've got to be very careful, hitch up the old boots, you take very, very short steps and shuffle along almost. Because this is sketchy here. If I go over, they will fish me out down on the River Severn somewhere. Probably it'd be Tomo I'll go fishing with him, watch it. They get a hell of a take and he'll wind Graham in, he go, oh look, you know, got a specimen. Let's tag him. See, it's duskish now, lights going. I can't really see. I don't think I can go any further. Let's try. No, can't cast. I wonder if I come down a tad to give me a bit of right hand casting. And go a little bit further. Careful, Graham. Right. Let's see what we can get. I need to get at least that far or farther. Drops down there. You never know it. I found it one summer. So keep it to yourself. In the summer it makes like what we call a chute. Funnels all the food down there. Anyhow, as we say, one more barbel would be nice. Never had a lot of chub down here. Second run down, I'm locked up on something. In a snag as well. He's juddering. Kicking to get in the snag. He's got me in the snag. I might be out. Wow, this rod is fit to bust. Oh God. I remember there was a snag there 2 years ago I think it's a big piece of metal or timber that was up there. So I hope it hasn't chafed through my trace a bit, because this is definitely not a chub. You tell that by the bend in the rod, people. Oh no, 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 no. There he goes, there he goes. There he goes, back to the snag. Oh, maxed out, can't do any more. Just need a few feet to get him away from that snag. Oh, the rest is killing me today. I've worn it out on all the chub. Oh, that's a nice fish. That's a nice fish. I got him in absolutely the most ripping current ever, and a snag out that he's trying to get to. If he comes, I might get lucky. Ah, no. Yeah, might not. Oh, he's going. He's going. Oh. Got a chance. Let's keep it smooth, Graham. Nice and smooth. You're going to go off again in a minute. Here he comes, here he comes. Oh, it's about 6 pounds. Here he goes. I want to get him here to bring him towards me in the current. Making some grating noises in the line. He ain't done. Nearly. Oh, that's a booty. Oh dear. Wet wedding gear, lovely. I've got the fish, but I've bust my rod. There we go. Just too big for the rod and the angle, everything. Wow, beautiful fish. Shame about the rod. And a booty. What a fish to get a booty. So let's go and get rod number 2. Don't worry, this will be repaired in some way, shape and form. It was asking a bit much of a quiver tip, I have to say. Guys, I've just marched back up. I've got the biggest chub I've ever caught on the River Wye. That's a true fight. That chub is he's coughing up all bits of chewed up luncheon meat. I wonder if that's going to go, I reckon that's over 4. He must be shading 5. That's a big chub. That is just almost 5 pounds, that chub. Wowee. I mean, that's a real turn up for the books. Great big head on it, look at that. That is a ka-chunking chub. It's about an ounce under 5. A ginormous chub. Look at the size of that kiddie. Wow. I thought it was a barbel, I've got to be honest. Well, just more and more chub, people. Not as big as that other big one. But check out this, look. How about that for a nice autumnal scene? Well, a few more casts. One more session with the rolling meat. And I'm verging on exhausted. So I've waded down. I'm only just the other side of that willow. Swan shot, hook, how complicated is that? Cube of luncheon meat, seen it all before. It works, why change it? We'll find out in a minute anyway. And there's that heap of rubbish. I'm going to start here and just wade it out a bit. Fair old pace to the current. and see if I can't roll a piece of meat down where I think the barbel might be laying further back. I've no idea, obviously. So life is one big experiment. And if I can get it right, hopefully I don't lose much gear. I can actually see the bow in the line there. I can drop a little bit of line back, see, just like open the barrel, drop 2 feet back as it goes further downstream. I can see that bow in the line, perfect light conditions. I've got polarizing glasses on. And it shallows up there, so I'm about at the end of the swim, which is sometimes where you do actually get a bite. I'll let it swing round inside and then just skip it across the surface. You might get a second cast out of it. If you do, it's like a free piece of lunch of meat, isn't it? That's the way I visualise it anyway. A little bit farther. That's better. There's that bow in the line, just a little bit of upstream wind. Just hope there's no snags there. No bites. I thought there'd be chub down the back there on the edge of that rubbish. Got fish on, guys, just pretty well at the back of those willow overhangs. I'm guessing a chub. Well, he's not half a pounder, I don't think. No, nice chub. Pound and a half, something like that. There we are. Yep, squeak is a word. Away he goes. Ah, another chub on, I think. He's a little bit small, this one. Oh, perhaps not. No. See, if anything, he's a touch bigger. Yeah, a little bit bigger, that one. Very, very fat. It's just hooked on the outside. I wonder what they're eating. Little minnows. This time I'm on a hot dog segment, and all I've done is just walk down about 10-12 feet so I can get on the back of that willow over there. Another chub, definitely not a barbel. Yeah, so they like hot dogs as well as lunch of meat. Here he comes, shot slid down. That is a smaller one. Yeah, they're all pound and a half. Go on. I normally favour hot dog segments when on static, slower rivers for barbel, but the hot dogs have dried out a bit from yesterday, so they're not going to come off quite as easily. I'm trying to get that hole over there. I'm not quite, I don't think I'm quite close enough. Come on, Mr. Barbel, make a showing. No more snags, please, no more snags. Well, I've come back up to the duck swim, I'm calling it. and mullering their way through everything. Look like my sandwiches in a minute. And rolling a piece of meat up here, and I've got a fish hooked up, which could be a decent chub actually. It was a hell of a take. Got some head shakes to it. It might be a sort of 2.5, 3 pounder. Where is it going, for goodness sake? Yeah, nice chub this. Oh yeah. Oh my word. Oh, check it. Oh my God, look at this thing. Look at that one. That's not far off of 4.5 pounds, I'd say. That is a beauty. Oh my word. He might even be very close to 5 pounds, that one. Let's get him back. Look, I'll put him on my arm. He's up here. Because my jacket's going to stink now. Beautiful fish. That was a good one. Good condition. That was well worth a move. For sure. Have they got to the sandwiches yet? They're in the bloody box. Oi, shovel. Go on. Psst. Well, I've walked down here, guys, and never fished here before. There's always been somebody there, and about 6 or 8 run down with a meat. Appears I've hooked something up, which I'm guessing is a barbel. There's another gentleman here. You're regular then, yeah? You?
No, we try and come up once a year.
Would you mostly feed a fish?
Feed fish, ledger, float fish, roll meat, do a bit of everything really. Mainly float.
Yeah, you could be nice for float fishing here, wouldn't it? Yeah, nice, smooth.
I was going to come in here.
Well, listen, don't. I'm down the end. I had a load of barbel yesterday. I'm okay. I'm just lucky to have a cast in here. At least I've never fished here. I come up once a year, and you're never going to get it, you know, unless you get up 4 o'clock in the morning or something, which I'm not. Any big ones at all? You know, over the 10?
Over 6.
No, that's it. I had a 6 yesterday. But that's the biggest.
But it's the one's about 3 pounds, and one's really quite hard.
Yeah, they're good scrappers. Is this snaggy in there much, you know, with trees and stuff like that? Yeah, thanks for telling me.
I'm in the tins just up there, and first 2 lots in, I lost 2 rigs. It's like, okay, it's a bit snaggy.
The trouble is, I was talking to the camera back there, where I am, I know it's snaggy. But if the snag's here and people break off, you can't help it. You know, somebody breaks off, the line goes down there, then the next guy picks that line up, then somebody else picks the line up, and I know it's lying because I can feel it, you know, juddering.
Snags means fish, so it's not the end of the world.
No, I mean, that's where they are, but I got fed up losing gear up this. I thought, well, I'll go rolling meat. I've still lost gear rolling meat. Well, this guy's going well.
At least it's fairly minimal though.
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, cheers. Yeah, lovely job, thank you very much. I don't think he's done yet.
Pretty much all absolutely mint.
Yeah, I mean, he's in. Well, that was worth a move, guys. Let's get him out. Yeah, he'll do. He'll do nicely. That's a good fish. From a swim I've never fished before. Got an excuse to come back now, that's the trouble, isn't it? Well, I've never fished this bridge because there's always been people here, but that was lucky fish I got out. You just look, if you want to see how high the water comes, if you can see those trees and rubbish there, that's the top of it's being jammed up. So it goes just under the top of that, and there's the top of the bank. So about 3 times my height, boring straight down this valley. Anyway, let's get casting. I've only got a few bits of meat, and it's the first time I've ever been able to get a cast in here. I'm guessing just down the back. I've had a couple of taps way back there. Now one more fish will be nice. Got about 6 bits. I mean, 6 bits of meat left, but look what a setting. All the strange barbed wire they've got up there. What's that all about? Stop people throwing themselves over. This is like a footbridge, this one. And I think this is going to clear away later on, all this cloud. I've got a good run though, way down the back there. You'd think there'd be fish down there. A little bit snagged, I think. Right, I'm going to bing it off in case I do get lucky again. Well, another fish on. I think this one's a chub. Oh, I could almost make one of these urban fishing films, couldn't I? You know, with all the rage, you have to be under a flyover or something. Urban barbel fishing, there you are. Except it's a chub. Blimey. A chub taking line? What is that all about? Oh, it's not, it's a barbel. That's weird, isn't it? It's still nice to see barbel like this size. Float rod, oh my god, a match rod would be lovely. I haven't bought enough pieces of luncheon meat, guys. This definitely feels like a barbel. %. Always check those drags just in case you get the fish close and it bolts off. Like this. Just like that. The drag's set. Yeah, even there's leaves on the line, you can see, because it's probably another 2 weeks, that's all it'll be, and then the leaves will be piling down. Small barbel, but what a scrapper. Well, first time I've ever fished this swim. 3rd barbel, I've been here like 15 minutes. Come here. Got him. He's got that under the bridge. Would you believe it? Away. Don't look very big in the water, do they? So, last few pieces of meat, guys. I'll make sure these don't cast off. The other gentleman's going to come and fish in here when I go. I'll catch what I can. Right, I'll switch off for a second. Look at that setting down there. Is that not superb? I've got one hook way at the bottom of the swim and he's locked this rod up big time. As you can see. Wow. Never was a dozen cubes of luncheon meat so valuable as they are in this swim. Well, the fish are obviously here. I'm going to switch off and just get it when I get the fish. Getting a bizarre, twisty sort of fight with this one now. I don't know why. Maybe it's foul hooked. Feels a bit like a giant eel. It does actually like an eel fight, but very, very, very strange. If that's an eel, it's a big one. It's a look at the rod top. I don't think this is a barbel. I think this is an eel. No, small barbel. That was weird. I thought it was an eel. That's the weirdest fight ever. And away he goes. Wow. I'm down to the last few bits of luncheon meat. That was on a hot dog actually. That was on a segment of hot dog. No wonder I never get to fish this swim. It's obviously pretty good. I'm going to try and get this one as a little bit nicer looking fish. See if I can get him on the map for you. Check this one out, guys. This is a good one. Bit more like it, eh? I thought it was a good scrap. Well, that was some session, wasn't it? Just packed all the gear up and walked away. Left another guy here. He was fishing here, keeping an eye on my gear for me. Wow, beautiful evening. But I'm not stopping. My legs are killing me, but still. Oh, look at that, sun's come out. I've got to go down there, people. Sorry, but it's the way it is. I'll probably go home early tonight, so 9 barbel now, 8 up there. I had 8, and then I've had 1 from here, 9. 1 for the 10, what do you think, eh? Let's see what we can do for you. Wow, look at the light for this willow tree. Really typical of autumn. Of course now I can see the bottom a bit clearer. I wouldn't want to fall over in it, that's for certain. Whoa, like that. It is whistling through, but look at all the leaves coming down with that wind, and this is what I think I've been absolutely plumb on by just timing the trip before all those leaves come down. Not so bad when you like this, because my rolling meat is going at the same pace, if not a bit slower, than all the leaves. I'm just fed up losing gear. I feel I'm going to lose more here. I think I'm past the snag. Well folks, I'm packing up now. I'll never pack up this early ever. It's like 4 o'clock. I've got a 3-hour drive back. I've had 8 barbel, a couple of 6s, and I've got my friends here having something to eat. Got the waders off, talked to Lee, the bailiff, and there's my friends. They do like a little bit of coronation chicken. So guys, thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Please, you can come along with me. I had a good bit of action. We'll see what else I've got left to keep me alive in the car going home. We'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. TA Fishing, TA Outdoors, and please, somebody keep this weather going. It's absolutely superb. I wish a barbel fed like these ducks do. Well, as usual, up on the River Wye, I'm only there a couple of days a year, don't know the river, only know those handful of swims. I seem to do okay. Anyway, next phase is, the random section. I was down in Salisbury last week, walking through some really nice gardens, doing a reenactment there. Not me doing the reenactment, in fact, Graham put it right, you were filming a reenactment. Very, very interesting stuff on there to be putting up gradually. And then I was approached by a gentleman. He said, would you like to come and see my bees? And I thought, there's not many bees I've been to see, actually, personally, as friends. Do I need a uniform or anything like that? No, just come on, and he said. And there's some interesting information there. Check it out. Hi. Hi.
But the wasps like it as well. But the big wasps.
Any Asian hornets down here?
Yeah.
Have
Oh,
you?
no, they're not that far away. So on just. It's like everything. If I don't track it, I will never see it.
True.
So having a track guy alerts me.
Guys, we're going to be looking at beehives. Hopefully they're all calm.
Oh yeah. So we've got the long hive there.
What do you call it, the long hive? What's it?
That's a long hive, so that's got 33 frames in a row rather than 12 and then 12 up and down, because these are brood boxes. So these are nationals, they've got 12 frames in a box, so when they get quite big you double brood box them, so it gives them the space. Then you put a queen excluder on, then the supers, which are for the honey.
Do you get the problem with the hornets here or not?
That's what these things are for.
And what is that? Explain that to us.
Right, so that is just an ordinary wasp trap. So I've got a thing called trap it in there, and that will hold the wasps. Not many in there already, but I only put that up this morning.
But
so
that's
one.
that's wasps, not
That's
hornets.
what, no, the hornet ones are these.
Why the wasps? Tell me why the wasps.
Because they will attack them.
Oh, they still attack the bees?
Yeah, they will attack them. And the hornet ones are like that, are slightly different. Same stuff to trap them, but they go in through that way, but they can't get out.
Sort of lobster pot for
Yes,
hornets.
for hornets. Yeah.
And what's the stuff that goes in there?
It's called trap it.
Trap it.
Yeah, trap it.
Trap it. Oh, it's a commercial
Yeah, it's
attractant or something.
Yeah, yeah.
What
yeah.
would it be? Sweet smelling or something?
Oh, it's horrible actually.
These are beautiful. These ones. These whatever these are, I don't know.
Bear's breeches. What
What do you call them?
the common name, bear's breeches. Agapanthus.
Agapanthus. I've heard of. Yeah. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah. Well, it obviously turns the hornets on.
Yeah, and the wasps.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So you
that's called tappet.
wasp bait. There you go, guys. Well, we're coming up to the time for wasps in a minute,
Yeah.
aren't we? You know, so
Yeah, I'm trying to get in front of the curve.
yeah, exactly. Don't blame me. Yeah.
Yeah.
In there's a little cluster of them. Can I film them like this close?
Come this side.
Yes.
So you're off to the side.
Yeah.
You should be all right.
And how many bees would there be in there?
70 to 90,000.
90,000 just in this one.
Yep.
Now, why are they? I'm calling them sleepy, dozy. Why are they looking very?
The weather. No, it's not warm enough yet for them. I've put this up because it was getting too hot and the hives were getting too hot. So I've put this up to give them some shade. But the disadvantage of it with this is that it keeps the sun off it a little bit longer.
I see. Yeah, yeah.
But if you'd come in at 6 o'clock this morning, or even at 11 o'clock, they were literally just all clustered all outside this.
Oh, really?
And same as that one, they were just clustered outside because it was so warm.
So it can get overheated then?
Yeah, yeah. And then what they do, they will literally, you know when it's getting overheated, because they'll line up and be flapping their wings to
Like
get
cooling
air,
themselves.
to get
Oh,
cool air
I
into
see,
the
yeah.
hive to circulate it. So yeah.
How long, I see all these questions, you shouldn't have told me to come in here.
No, that's fine.
How long do bees generally live for?
Right, in the summer, right, a queen bee will live up to about 4 years.
Yeah.
That's the queen. The workers during the summer will live up to six weeks.
That's all, yeah.
Yeah, in the winter they will last from say October, so October, November, December, January, February, start dying off in March, ready for the new brood, which is being done in March, April. So they in the winter they will last 6 months. In the summer, because they're working so hard,
They burn
weeks.
out, yeah.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
Wow. So generally in total here there's a lot of, are they all the same species of bee, or do you have different mixes of?
There are different mixtures of bees. You've got the Italian, and I could go on for quite a long time with this.
That's all right, we've got people that sit down and watch it.
You've got the Italian bee, and so what happened, we used to have the black bee, which is very similar to this one.
Yep.
But there, in the 1950s, a disease literally wiped out our bee population, and it started in the Isle of Wight, and it was called the Isle of Wight plague. It wiped them out.
Really?
And so it was a big decision, big talk on it, on where to get new bees from. And you could have gotten from I've got a Carpathian queen in that one. These are black bee queens. I'm not quite sure where they came from. And those on the other side are Paphionian, so they're slightly different queens. But
This is Patagonia, South America, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
these are all dark. No, they're from Europe.
Oh, they're Europe.
Yeah, like Slovakia, Romania, that places, because they're dark bees. We have not actually. Our population of black bees, native black bees, are very small. There's various projects going on. Some in Cornwall, some in Wales, where they are trying to bring back the black bee.
Because that's the traditional.
That's the traditional. These are very good in our weather, but not like the Italian bees, which they decided to go for the Italian bee. So the Italian bee came over in the 1950s and was what most people see today. So these bees are very dark, because they're not the Italian bee.
Do they swarm? Will they swarm at any particular time of year?
Any bee, right, the swarming process is repopulation. So what they try to do is, when they will say to the queen, because it's even though the queen kind of tells them what to do, they will say, right, queen, you're not laying enough, or you're getting a little bit long in the tooth, therefore we want you to lay this egg in this cell. They'll then feed it royal jelly, seal it, and that becomes a queen cell.
A new queen they're making.
A new queen. So when that is sealed, the old queen will leave with about half of her retinue, with half of the hive.
Oh,
and that's called a primary swarm, and you'll see them quite big shaped rugby balls. After that, if there's any, when the next queen comes out, she will go around the hive trying to kill off all the other queen cells by stinging them while they're inside the cell. Then if she misses one, that will hatch. She will then take another swarm off, and that's a cast, and it will carry on until the whole hive is empty. But usually they do it once, maybe twice, and then they will settle down.
They settle again,
and then they rebuild again. So yes, it's a way of repopulating the bees.
Do you gather the honey from these? How often? What would you do that?
With these, I do these once a year. So
only once a year.
Yeah, I do these once a year. So I'm looking at most probably September time for these.
Yeah. And then, what would you get? Jars of honey from it?
Yeah, I'll get jars of honey.
And do they use?
I'd sell them in the shop.
And honeycomb for beeswax, is that what I understand? The actual comb itself is used?
The actual you can, but what happens with these? You've got metalwork or very thin wire in the comb to support the comb. So you've got foundation, and they build off the foundation, but the foundation's got wiring to make them fit in the frame, to keep them in the frame, and you make the frames up. and they build on that. But what you then got to think about is for honeycomb, when you eat it, you got to do it in such a way that you don't have the wire in it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you make it, you tend to leave it for the bees to
Gotcha,
build
yeah.
up from. You just put empty frames in, and then they'll build up from there.
You know, I've got more questions.
Yeah.
How come you've got them hanging there and the bees don't go into the wasp trap?
Because they are not attracted by the smell.
I gotcha, yeah. So what they call pheromones and stuff
Yes,
like that?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're not attracted to the smell. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I saw a wasp there.
Yeah, that is a wasp. And they will just literally hang around. A good hive will defend itself against the odd predator of the wasp.
Yep.
It's when you get the Asian hornets or even an ordinary English hornet coming in, once it knows there's a
food source or
source, you will just watch them going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and they will kill off a hive.
Really?
Oh yeah, they would kill off a hive within days.
Well, you've got a lot of hives in there. You 1, 2,
Yes.
3, 4 hives in there, 10.
I've got two not occupied, so this one and that one. So apple and walnut are not occupied. Hazel's occupied, chestnut's occupied, pear's occupied, and this one's occupied. And the two on the two on the far side, on the over there, they are occupied. But I'm just looking after them.
Other people's
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. He does a lot of work overseas, so he wants to keep beekeeping, but because of
Sort
the
of keep it alive,
yeah, he's asked me to look after them.
So you will be groundsman here?
Yeah, I look after the grounds.
All the
and,
grounds.
yeah,
And nice
and
gardens.
everything.
You've got nice gardens there, yeah.
Yes.
How are you coping, just out of, aside from the bees, how are you coping with the dry weather?
All I'm watering now, I don't water, all I water are the main trees, so like the walnut, the copper beech, because it's over 200 years old and it is struggling, and the silver
When you say
birches.
struggling, the leaves start to go a bit limp,
Yeah,
do they?
you can tell it's under stress. It becomes under stress, and you can definitely tell that with the silver birch, because it's not a full canopy of leaves. It's reduced its leaf cover.
It's a problem. We do need rain desperately, don't we? Absolutely.
We do.
Not just for the rivers fishing as well, you know. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Yes. And you can see. Look at the hazel where it's just dry. That's what it causes. That's drought. So yeah.
Will that come back, or you just have to crop that later? It'll still come back.
Yeah. But if you were water everything, you wouldn't. That's all you would be doing.
I've been doing it in my garden. I don't know what I'm on a meter. I've no idea what my bill's going to be.
Your bill's going to be.
I'm trying to work out how much the plants cost and how much the water's cost.
Yes.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Glad you stopped me.
That's okay. My pleasure.
Well, that was really interesting. I found out something completely different, and I wasn't even expecting it. I was there filming a reenactment. I was nothing to do with beekeeping, but turned into some really good information. I personally have never seen those hornet traps before. See, they're nasty critters. We need to eradicate them. They're hurting all our baby bees. Okay, moving on. Where else to go at this stage in the proceedings but over to Grant's tackle. He's going to be talking some fishing rods. If you're a beginner, don't miss it. There might be some tips there. Listen, might save you some money, guys. And let's face it, that's what it's all about.
I've brought up a couple of feeder rods to show you.
Yeah.
So I'll stay on these, so I like making a mess with it.
And as everybody knows, when we do these little tackle talks, you just walk around the shop and pull up different ones. We're not ramming any particular makes or anything. You know, people can come in, have a talk to you and decide what they want.
Well, the thing with fishing is you can spend whatever you like.
Yeah.
You can spend £1 million, you can spend £1. It all depends what you enjoy and where you want to fish.
Yeah.
And to be honest, you can go for fishing as little as 20 quid to start you up with a whip and a couple of bits and a rig, and you can have a go. Or you can spend £50. But in a general rule of thumb, for a rod, a reel, a net, an unhooking mat, for the general basics that you would need to go fishing, you'd be expected to be seen on the bank with, I would say if you can afford £150, you can get a very nice setup.
Yeah.
With, well, I'm talking from scratch, everything. don't get me wrong, there's some good buys out there, second hand look, there's lots of guys who are willing to start you up and get you going fishing to see what you like. So right, I'm going to talk you through some of our feeder rods. These have been a real popular sell this year, and the funny thing is I've got guys who normally buy £300 and £400 rods buying these.
Are they really?
Yes, so they're very good. So on a shorter rod they feel lighter, balanced, the eyes on such a thing. So they've designed all these short feeder rods for the match anglers who are fishing tight to islands, things like that.
Yes.
So if you had a 12-foot rod and you're casting a short distance, you would cast, but you'd have to sort of like collapse your rod because it's not quite far enough, but for an overhead and too far for an underarm.
Yes.
So what they have is a shorter rod that they can cast quite hard at the point with a clip on it. So wind in, cast, bump, and they're back on the stand and it's there, and they're ready to go. So this is where the short ones come in. So you'll see 7 foot, 8 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot, 7 foot. So very specialist, more for like fishing I don't know, commercial carp water, fishing tight to a small island. But say like my island was based not far from the end of the shop.
Yep.
But an underarm flick's not quite as good as an overhead.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's a balance between the two distances.
Exactly. So a short rod, but overhead casting at a short distance, that's what they're using for. That's why they've brought them out. Or they would have had back years ago, Graham, maybe Sigma 1s and things like that by Shakespeare, that they were 7 foot, 8 foot, and it's sort of come back round again to sort of use them. So,
almost like a fashion thing, but they do a job.
So. They do have a purpose. So, because I had a very good match angler ask me the question, he didn't understand why you'd have a short rod. Yeah. And I said, my acknowledging of seeing what's happening is this, and then he came back to me and said, you're exactly right. So, because they found that casting to a short island with a short rod overhead quickly was more accurate than trying to underarm flick it with an 11-foot rod.
These would be what? Carbon, glass, mixed,
so
composite?
No, these are all carbon fibre rods. You'll find that most rods on the market are carbon. You do get composites, but most are carbon these days, which is good, and then it's not good because they're not as forgiving as a bit of fiberglass. Yeah. So, so these are made by Daiwa, so obviously a brand that you guys will all know. It's the Matchman range, which is their entry-level range, and these are called a mini method feeder. So that's 9020. This is a 9-foot rod casting up to 20 grams if I've got it right. That's a 30 grams. So right, so here we go. So here's your information here. So that's my product code for my rod, and the 9QAU. AU's the latest model, 9 foot there. Total length 2.74 meters, and obviously closed length. That's if you're collapsing the rod into two sections. Obviously you've got two pieces, and then a casting weight of up to 30 grams. So feeders come in weights from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 grams, and obviously you buy your rod to match what you're going to be fishing.
And you've got the bait inside as well, haven't you? So quite a lump of weight. Yes.
So if you had a 30 gram casting weight rod, you might want a 20 gram feeder or a 25 gram feeder with your bait. Yeah, so...
Why is that? That's the top to it.
Yeah.
Does that go from matte to that, or is that interchangeable?
No, so interchangeable. So what we call these are, so this is your main rod section, and then we call this as the carrier section because it carries the tip section for the rest of the rod. So as you set it up like that, it's obviously shorter than the rod. If you put the inserts in, you're the same length for two equal sections. And what you get with these rods, you just get two tips. So you get, as you know, if you can see on there, Graham, you zoom in, so there's 1.5 ounce.
Yeah.
And then you get a 1 ounce. So
you see down here they've got just a little colour code there to
so
differentiate the two. Because I can see that, but I can't see that.
You can't see that. So if you ping the tips, Graham, you can see the orange tip has a less recovery time because it's a lot thinner. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's faster, isn't it? The yellow one, yeah.
Stiffer sections. You can see it slows down faster. So for your general fishing, that's what they supply these with, is an ounce and an ounce and a half. Generally up to 2 ounces. You can buy these tips as little as, I think they're 10 or 12 pounds to replace the tips.
Oh really? So if you do break them, and that does happen.
You do get guys do them, so sometimes the line loops back around over
done
the
that,
line. You don't look, you chuck it and it snaps off. But you know, it's part and parcel of fishing. We do it. We've been fishing for 20 years, 30 years. It just happens now and again.
It happens.
Or should we say, some of my regular customers, we have a running joke because I think he's bought more feeder tips than I've ever stocked because he does it about 2 every week.
Oh God. And what's that other one got?
Right, so basically that's the 10-foot version, sorry, the 9-foot version, and this is just a 10-foot version.
So it's exactly the same rod?
Exactly the same spec, same model.
Spare tips,
two tips, ounce and a half, 2 ounce, sorry, 1 ounce and a half with these models. when you find you'll get ones that say like the heavier method feeders that are casting 40-50 grams, you might get up to a 3 ounce tip, 2 and 3 ounce tips with them. So this is basically just a foot longer than that one.
These aren't top of the line rods, are they? If price wise,
they're not. So
we're looking at something that somebody can come in if
yeah,
you've got
definitely.
a youngster or something like that.
Well, there you go. So that's my tag straight off the wall. $49.99 on the shelf.
Yeah.
Comes in a nice little cloth bag, 2 feeder tips, cork handle. Also another bit I didn't show you on this rod. It's sort of a design between a few of them that do it. Can you see the profile is flat on the rod here?
Oh, there on the top. Yes, got it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if I
just
place it
there.
there, you might see it. Yeah.
There.
So it's still got the wrapper on
Yeah,
it, so it's a bit shiny. So obviously you see that's round there, and if I keep going around, you'll see it's flat.
Yeah.
So it's flat both sides. The reason being is sometimes you would have had it in the past at some point, Graham, I'm sure. You'll be playing a bigger fish, say, and it's pulling.
Yeah.
It rolls off your arm.
Oh, I
Not
see.
often,
Yeah.
but that's sort of one of those little things. That flat bit, it really
Sits
does
on the arm
stays
better.
on your arm.
On the forearm,
On the forearm. Better when you haven't got shiny plastic on it because it grips on the juke onto your arm. But that's the idea of that little flat piece, if anyone ever asks. It's purely just a comfort bit to sit on your arm so it doesn't roll about.
I'm learning every time I come in there's something new because I don't keep up with the latest and greatest, but I've learned something all the time.
I don't know what else you got. So I've just got one other rod there, 2-piece rod. Well, again, carrier section. Corum, what they class as like a river feeder, phase 1. So it's just like their entry level. They do some float rods.
Yeah.
Just going to show you because they're very good. 11 foot, 2-piece rod. Not as good a quality eyes. If you look at the eyes, are bigger on that.
Yes, yeah.
They have got a ceramic, but not as good quality ceramic as those. More aimed at a river rod, but a cheaper rod again at £30 to get you started, which is a lovely little price.
These are all 2025 prices.
These are all 2025
so they do
prices.
change. So if you look next year, it might be different.
Yes, yeah, they'll all go
Always
up.
check.
But you know, I've always got good options. We do lots of combo kits as well. So like we'd match a rod and reel together and you save a bit and you get your line on it as well. So yeah, pop in your local shops, guys. Ask about the feeder rods and the float rods and the differences. And yeah, there's some good bargains to have.
Well, thanks for watching this particular episode. Bit of fun putting together. I've got to admit, I do like, it's a good job the River Wye is not closer to me because I'd be living on it, wouldn't I? I love it. I'd like to find some different stretches, day stretches. I'd like to find some different areas to fish, just countryside wise. I'm so limited, you know, it's all I know is that little bit I fish there. Anybody out there, comments page, put it down where else you think's a nice little day ticket stretch to fish. There was one further upstream, but then I think that got closed and syndicated or something. That was a lovely setting, I must say. So, thanks for watching this episode, guys. And put the comments page whether you like that B section. If you want more stuff, I've got more stuff in the files, luckily. And we'll see you in the next one. Watch Mike on TA Outdoors. Skip over to the Life of Mike and see what he's up to there. And we'll see, hopefully, in next week's episode with some different stuff.